Hello there, my name is Sienna, and I am so stoked to be on this devozine journey with you. We're going to have a good time. A little about myself. Well, I like to read, and one of my most recent reads is a book called Room by Emma Donahue. Oh my goodness. This is good stuff. So if you like to read it all, I recommend checking it out. It'll take you on a whirlwind. I also really love writing, and one of my favorite things to write is poetry. So I do a lot of poetry reading as well as writing. And my favorite tool to write on recently is this beautiful Royal typewriter that my beau got for me. Oh my goodness, check out those keys. It's just old school and fabulous, and oh, it's just so wonderful. So if you like writing at all, I highly recommend grabbing an old school typewriter and just listening to the keys and having a good time. I also love to hula hoop and dance, and I won't demonstrate because we don't have tons of space here in this room, but maybe next time. I've also worked with young people in some capacity for about 10 years now, often in the church. Right now, I'm working with a nonprofit agency here in Nashville that does HIV/AIDS prevention and education. And so this means that I talk about sex a lot. And I often talk to teenagers about sex a lot. And the truth is, teenagers are having sex a lot. And now, I don't like to be one of those people that says that every teenager falls into the category of having sex. In fact, I went through high school not ever having sex and made very conscious decisions according to my values and family values and church values. But that doesn't mean that I didn't think about having sex or that I didn't talk about having sex. In fact, I went to my first baby shower for a peer when I was in high school when two of my friends got pregnant. So it was very much a conversation we were having at school, and I think it's a conversation that should be held at church as well, because this is a real issue with real women who have real stories around them. I was watching a movie called Saved. You may have seen it. And there's this one particular scene that stands out to me. A girl is watching a Lifetime movie where this woman has these symptoms, and they're familiar to the young girl in the film who thinks that she might be pregnant. And in the movie she was watching, this woman also thought that maybe she was pregnant with these symptoms, but then she found out that she in fact had cancer. And so then in the next scene, we see the young girl who thought maybe she was pregnant, a young Christian girl, and she was so terrified that she kept praying, please let it be cancer, let it be cancer. And that scene stands out to me so much, just the pain of wishing that you would have cancer instead of being an unwed teenage mother. And it makes sense to me because as a church, if someone is diagnosed with cancer, we surround them as they're dying or struggling with whether they'll live or not. But when someone who's unwed and young is a teenage mom, oftentimes we ostracize and judge and shake our head and make the family feel embarrassed. We had a family friend who went through a very similar situation, and unfortunately people didn't surround her in a wonderful way, and our family did reach out to her and took her in when her situation, even within her own family, turned a little bit violent, even as they were addressing her need to not keep the baby. And so she ended up having an abortion and feeling very isolated and alone for a long time. A decision that maybe she wouldn't have had to have made if, as a church, we got more comfortable talking about sex and also more comfortable with dealing with real people, real women in real situations with real stories when it comes to young women having babies. So I think this is a very important topic, and it is very important to me. And so it's been good to be able to write it. And I hope that you'll let me know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what your stories are as you do this session with your youth. And I just really look forward to your feedback. So I hope that you have a blessed day and that you enjoy this session. Take care.